Good morning, sports fans. This is George with Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. And this morning, boys and girls, we are going to be tying Dave Whitlock's Nearnuff Sculpin. Excuse me. So, without further ado, this is tied on a 40-degree jig hook. And I'm using Danville Flymaster 140 denier thread and olive. I like to build a thread base all the way to the back of the bend and then come forward. Just gonna kind of hide that tag in there. You could trim it off if you want to, of course. I'm gonna attach some yellow painted lead eyes. I use the ones from Hairline. I want that right at the top of that jig bend. And then I use 5 cross wraps, 5 figure-8 wraps, 5 over and under wraps, and 5 around wraps. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to put a dollop of super glue on top of here, and it's going to have to sit and dry a few minutes. So I'm going to leave that over there to dry, and here's one with the eyes already attached. So not everybody does this, but on a fly like this that's going to have a dubbing body, I like to put in a yarn underbody. So I'm using Patton wool yarn. I get it at Hobby Lobby. That way I don't use as much dubbing to make the body, because dubbing costs more money than Patton wool. It's up to you if you want to do that or not. This is just something that I do. But I also kind of feel like it helps with attaching, getting stuff to stick in the right place on the hook. So first is the tail. It's the tail is olive hen saddle. You select 2. That one's in pretty bad shape. And you put them facing each other. This is both of them are shiny side out. See, like that. And then strip the fluff back, and then expose the stems. Then you can trim that off. Some tires put these on, they try to put them on at the same time, which I find extremely difficult. So I put them on individually. And even then, they're a little challenging, because you got to get them on straight. All right, there's one. All right, there's the other. And then comes the flash. And using olive Krystal flash. I use 3 strands that I double over. And that gives me 3 shorter strands. And then turn the hook over and put them on the underside. And try not to have them roll on you, which they just did. There we go. There we go. Make sure your tails are straight. Okay. Now, for this long shank, you're going to need 2 of these. Of course, the shorter shank, you're only going to need maybe 1. So these are a little longer grizzly hen hackles, again, from a saddle. So you can tell the difference. See, that's the saddle. See the back of it. And I'm choosing hackles that have length and width at the back. Okay. These are also a little stronger than the other hen hackles. The stems are a little stronger. So what I do is I grab a hold of the tip. Let me show you that. I grab a hold of the tip and I stroke these back so that it kind of makes the thing look like a Christmas tree. And you didn't even see that. And then attach at the back. Now comes the dubbing. So this is Arizona semi-seal in olive. Arizona semi-seal. And this dubbing is kind of slippery, so I like to put a little beeswax on the thread. It helps the dubbing stick to the thread a little better. And you want to make a nice long rope. You're only going to get a little better than halfway with this hackle, so you kind of got to plan for that. Just a hair more. Okay, and get your hackle pliers out. And when you're coming forward with this, to start off, you got to be real gentle, otherwise you'll break that hackle stem. But you want to stroke those fibers back as you palmer this forward like you would with a woolly booger. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, so you just got to be patient with them. There we go. Maybe you got to pick one out. It's okay if you get some fluff in here, because you're going to cover that up with the next piece of the body. Again, beeswax. If you're ever in a bind and you need to get beeswax, you can get beeswax in most apiaries. It's pretty inexpensive, and it comes in different hardnesses. So it does. I got some that's really soft. I got this here's kind of hard. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put that other feather in. Here I am sitting here looking at it. That's all right. One of the things I like about doing these tutorials is the fact that I'm just a regular commercial tire, and you know, I make mistakes just like everybody else, and you know, it's important to know how to recover from them. All right. And then the last part for this is putting some black. Again, this is same thing, Arizona semi-seal in black. Oh. And then I finish palmering the soft hackle up to right behind the eyes. And again, it's okay if you get some fluff in there, because that's going to get covered up with the next step. Okay, the next step. We're going to do a dubbing loop. Get my little dubbing twister here. I want to twist that into a nice dubbing brush. Not real tight. And then I'm going to go around the collar. I'm going to go across the eyes. And then I'm going to go down the nose. Trim that off. Do a 5 3 whip. Then I'm going to use my boar brush to kind of tease that dubbing out. So it's nice and fuzzy. Put a little head cement on there. Although, to be honest with you, the 5 3 whip finish, you don't really need to put any head cement on, but, well, I like to be thorough. And there you have it. Whitlock's Nearnuff Sculpin. Any smallmouth is going to look at that and think it's a sculpin laying on the bottom, and is going to tear it up. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. If you want to see more of these, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Excuse me. You can find my virtual fly shop at Custom Tire 02 on Facebook. That's CUSTOM 0, yeah, CUSTOMTYER 02 on Facebook. And you can find my website, my virtual fly shop website. It's got a lot of great information on it, as well as showcase of a lot of flies that I have tied over the years. And you can find that at www.customtires custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. I hope you learned something here and enjoy making these as much as I enjoyed building this tutorial for you. Happy tying!